Kevin De Leon is running for mayor to take on our city's biggest challenges, turn bold vision into big action, and move Los Angeles forward together. What is your campaign promise and how different are you from your opponents?
That's an excellent question. And the reason why is because I'm not waiting for a fancy title or my name up on the door to lead on the issues that are very important to everyday Angelenos, like the issue of homelessness. The difference between me and someone like a Rick Caruso or a Karen Bass is that I'm leading on the issue of homelessness right now. So I'm not going to stand here before you and our median Russian community and give empty political promises like the other individuals. What I'm going to say to you is, in just 1 year, I've been able to house 85% of unhoused people in Northeast Los Angeles. In less than 1 year, I built the largest tiny home village, not in Los Angeles County or California, but in the entire United States of America. So what I think that our median community wants is they want action. They want someone who's not going to talk, but someone who's going to do, someone who exercises the power of being the mayor of the second largest city in all of America, one of the most important cities in the entire world. We have Yerevan, we have St. Petersburg, we have Moscow, we have Mexico City, Paris, London, Tokyo, Beijing, New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles. But we live with a profound, indelible mark of shame to have more than 40,000 people living on our streets, on the sidewalks, in the alleyways, in their cars, in our parks. And that's why I always say, if we can move heaven and earth to build football stadiums, basketball arenas, and yes, shopping malls like the Americana, then we can do the same thing, to take people off the streets and put a roof over their head. So the difference between me is they don't even know what's really happening. They're talking about the issue. I'm doing something about the issue today.
We want someone who promises and delivers.
Exactly. Not just promises, not the empty political rhetoric of a politician or someone like a Rick Caruso who all of his life has wanted to be a politician, but someone who's actually doing something about it right now.
LA is a great city. Unfortunately, crime and homelessness is a crisis in Los Angeles. How would you address these issues?
Two very critical issues because, it doesn't make a difference if you're from Yerevan, if you're from Beirut, if you're from Damascus, if you're from Tehran, if you're from Mexico City, or if you're a migrant from New York City coming to California for a better life. We want safe neighborhoods. We want safe communities. We want our businesses to be free of any type of crime. And also, we want clean streets and we want safe streets. Let me say this. I grew up in a neighborhood that had its fair share of violent crime, so I know what fear feels like. And the most important job of a mayor is to make sure that every Angeleno is safe. Now, whether you live in Little Armenia, or you send your kids to school, to the Alex Pilovitz School, for example, or if you live in downtown, or the east side, or Encino, or the south side, or Sherman Oaks, we all want to be safe. But when those individuals who are the wannabe politicians make empty promises that they're going to hire 1,500 more police officers, again, they're deceiving the public. Because to hire 1,500 police officers is $1 billion of taxes that have to be raised on all of the small businesses. Small business is the backbone of our economy in the city of LA. Instead of putting our businesses down, we need to lift them up so they can generate more revenue for the city, which makes life easier for all of us. But every neighborhood must be safe. Now, I've approved a budget just last month that we can hire 360 brand new police officers. Also at the same time, we have roughly about 400 LAPD reserves. But our LAPD reserves, I don't want them dealing with traffic. Like when Taylor Swift comes to concert over at Crypto.com, formerly Staples in downtown, or when the Lakers play. I don't want the LAPD reserves out there putting orange cones, dealing with traffic. I want the LAPD, LA reserves to deal with hot spots within the city of LA. It could be Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. It can be Wilshire Boulevard. It can be on Spring Street or Hill Street in downtown LA, where we have our jewelry district. We need to make sure that every Angelino is safe, and we can do it, but we have to be smart fiscally in how we do it. And on the issue with regards to the issue of homelessness, I know this issue of homelessness extremely well. I've only been on the city council for 1 year and 6 months. In that time, I've housed more people than anyone has in the Congress, in the state legislature, county board of supervisors, or city council, because you need a doer, not a talker. You don't need someone who's been Republican all of their lives, now they're a Democrat. You don't need someone who has been anti-abortion all of their life, now they're pro-choice. You don't need someone who's been pro 100% George Gascon, in fact even had a fundraiser at his house, now he's anti-George Gascon. That is the epitome of what a politician, someone who flip-flops. You want someone who has his values, who has a strong foundation, someone who's strong and very clear. Not someone who was born with many silver spoons in his mouth. Didn't make this money, he made it from his father. His father gave him a big, big opportunity to succeed. How many Armenians who come here, who had nothing in their pockets, who have worked so hard to become successful lawyers, successful executives, successful entrepreneurs, restaurateurs in the jewelry district, people who work hard, doctors, those are people who came from nothing, or from the diaspora, of Armenia, what then became the former Soviet Union in the genocide of the Turks. Someone who understands our community well, not someone who all of a sudden, no, where's the Turkish government? Where's the Armenian government? But someone who knows what the Armenian community has gone through. Again, whether you're from Syria, Iran, Lebanon, whether you're from Armenia, what was the former Soviet Union, now, independent country, Artsakh, we have to know. The people who are courageous stand up and know the issues, not people who have to hire a lot of consultants so they can study. Okay, that's what I have to say. You want someone who's real and someone who's strong.
What is your message to the voters?
My message is to the voters is that I love this city, and that's why I'm running for mayor of this great city. But at the same time, I'm tired of people like my mother who are being left behind. A single immigrant mother with a third grade education. She worked hard, her fingers to the bone, to provide for us, spending the vast majority of her life taking care of the very wealthy. I understand the working people of LA. I've had the honor to represent Little Armenia, East Hollywood. And I understand how hard, our Armenian communities work. They pay their taxes. They deserve to be safe. They deserve for them and their family members to have a real opportunity to succeed. I'm a doer, I'm not a talker. And this is the time for someone to do, someone to execute the policies that are necessary to make sure we get people off the streets quickly and put a roof over their head, to make sure that we fiscally are responsible and we have more presence of our LAPD officers to make our communities safe, but at the same time not raising taxes and making empty promises. That's going to, completely bankrupt the city. That's who I am, as a candidate, as the Armenian candidate to each and every one of you. And I thank you very much for this opportunity, and I thank you very much for this wonderful interview.
And thank you, and good luck on June 7th.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
For advertising on Inside TV, please call 818-653-0199.